That copper piece there is connected to the hot, which in turn will touch the light bulb because the light bulb has that other part that protrudes. This is made for 100 watt max. If you put 300 watts or 500 watts in here, even though it will fit, you can have extra heat, especially in an enclosed fixture. These cords are thin, but the reason why they're allowed to be thin is because the fact that they're less than 6 foot long. You're not supposed to use this kind of wiring for your house. This has been UL approved. So just because this has a small cord does not mean that you can use small cord on your house. This has been approved for this particular item. Here they tell you the max here. Typically they'll tell you 60 or 100 watt max, otherwise you can create a fire hazard. It's really important to know what size light bulb you're putting into what size item. Typically it's 60 or 100 is the max on a lot of these new fixtures. They're not made to dissipate the heat. Some of the bathroom fixtures are totally enclosed. People will they'll say, well, I don't want to use a 60, I want to use 100, and they'll put 200s in there because it's a 2-light fixture. So instead of 120 watts, now they're pulling 200 watts, which is twice, so you'll actually see the cover melt, and sometimes they actually catch on fire. Electrical meters come in all sorts. You can see this one here. This is a digital meter, just a regular meter. You can have this one, which has an amp tester like mine for $75, Klein, real nice one. This one here does bigger wires. This is also a multimeter by Klein. This one here has an inductive tester, which tests the sine waves. So it means you don't have to nick the wire, it will just pick it up from an inch or so away. This you plug in the outlet and it tells you by the color code if it's wired right. And then they also have a meter here as well. So there's all sorts of different types of meters, all sorts of different types of tools, just like there is for all the different types of parts that you have in electrical. Not all extension cords are created equal. It's kind of like saying all dogs are the same. You can go ahead and have a 16 gauge cord that looks like this, 14 gauge that looks like this and blows, 12 gauge, which costs you $50 for this cord. So this would be similar to the house wiring. The wires in here are bigger and the cord's thicker. You can go ahead and also have, this is for like your dryer hookup, special outlet for your dryer. This is a grounded system because once again it has the grounded plug. This one has no ground. So some items will work in here, but you do not have that extra safety protection of the items such as the toaster having a ground. This would be maybe for like a lamp next to your bedroom, the cord doesn't reach and you wanted to use this would be okay. But once again, this is only 16 gauge, which means it's much smaller. You want to try to stay away from using extension cords as permanent wiring in lieu of house wiring. It can cause a problem. If you use them on low voltage, on low amperage, it's not too bad, like a little fan or something. But if you use something like this on a microwave, something smaller, you could run into problems. If you didn't get it the first time, don't worry about it. I had to hear it like 20 times before it all sank in. If you're getting little parts of these videos and they're starting to make sense, that's what I wanted. So once again, be cool to your brother, peace to your mother, and keep it real, okay? You know the deal.